Hey buddy, it's Mad Master here, doing a third video today. I don't know what order they're going to go in, but anyways, this one is about the cat dog. I'm going to use code words because I have to do it for YouTube. Some people are censoriously idiotic, as you know, on social media. So I'm going to talk about the cat dog cat, just use those first letters in there, and their recent announcements about, I'll just say clementining, instead, clementining, just quarter and then the word teen. I'll just say the quarters and of the teens and their new rules for the Cervenka 1984. So these are my thoughts about the new rules. Holy mother of shit, because this is kind of just like the craziest stuff I've heard since the beginning. Like, this is like March 2020 stuff, like pre what happened. Like, we're going back to like pre-CV kind of rules. I mean, people don't understand the impact or like just how seriously crazy this is, because unmaxed people are not made to, quarantine, and then you put the teen word anymore. They don't have symptoms, all this stuff, like all these rules. Read through the rules, the new rules. I'm just like in shock, because it's like if someone, like, let's say some MAGA redneck, read all. I'm just playing devil's advocate here, sort of, like, because I obviously have my own opinions about this that have been kind of controversial to Rufus McDoofus and other people like that, who's my character, But this whole, it's like some MAGA guy took over the cat dog cat in a way. It's like, oh, no more of that, no more of that. Just imagine. This is basically how it is. It's so hypocritical. It's so much hypocrisy with this whole thing. Now, do I care that there's hypocrisy? Do I want these things, these guidelines to be rescinded? Absolutely. It's ridiculous. At this point, everybody's getting the CV that had 50 Wi-Fi boosters installed, and it's everywhere. And it's like the whole thing, the asymptomatic thing, that was what's weird to me, because that was what we were told. Those asymptomatic are still carriers, blah blah blah. Even though Fauci's like, never in the history of, I'm trying to talk like him, I can't talk like Fauci. Get your booster. Anyways, never in the history of epidemics have one of the main drivers of infection been asymptomatic spread. He said that in, I think it was January 20th or 30th of 2020. You can look it up. It's in one of my videos from 2020. Anyways, I kind of put a bunch of videos together. Thankfully, this channel is still up, even though it doesn't get any views hardly, but whatever. I just do it for my shits and giggles. But this whole idea that asymptomatic people can just kind of go do their thing now, don't have to get tested, blah blah blah. This is the biggest thing here. This is like almost, I don't know if I'll call it an admission or just like we've figured out this or that. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna remain agnostic about the reasoning behind this. Midterms, no, I'm just kidding. Those midterms are coming, so they're doing. See, the thing is, the right wing always says, well, the midterms are coming, that's why they're rescinding all the rules. But then on the same note, they'll say, oh, they'll try to have another lockdown for the midterms. It's like for the mail-in votes. It's like, which one is it, fuckface? Like, it's cognitive dissonance that they can't admit which one is right. Like, I'd rather entertain the possibility that this is the end of the whole thing. I celebrated today, by this ruling, because I was like, people that haven't had the 50 jabs or whatever it is up to now, I'm just exaggerating, but people that haven't had that have a lot more freedom now to do what they like. And it's like, obviously the branch Idians, as we call them, of course, that's an insult to the Branch Davidians, because they were actually it's pretty terrible what happened. But anyways, I saw that on Twitter today. Like, that's kind of insulting. So they, you know, the people that are really hardcore about this are pretty mad, obviously. Like Aaron Fendel or Dill or whatever the hell his name is on Twitter. And, you know, they're right to be mad because of all the contradictions. I mean, they're just, you know, experiencing what the rest of us have felt for 2.5+ years about all the contradictions and all the back and forths and all the lies and, you know, obfuscation and all this stuff, you know. So, but I feel pretty good today overall, because I do think that this spells the end of a lot of this for real, for various reasons, because they can't justify any more of this shit happening. Like, they could, maybe for another disease, I don't know. But, you know, it seems like this has reached its end point in many ways. And I could eat my words in a month, you know, because they say, there's another lockdown because there's a new strain, blah, 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 you know. I could say that, but it's like, it's very unlikely that anything approaching even some of the bullshit we experienced last year in 2021 will ever happen again. It's crazy. And I'm just like, the new rules, and the new rules also include like children, like people that have been exposed, you know, don't have to quarantine either. I said the word, whatever. The words will be so jumbled up, and the algorithms won't hit this video all that hard, hopefully, but who knows. Yeah, so I don't think people will have to do that. You know, that the people that haven't had the shot don't have to do it anymore, and then people that have been exposed don't have to do it anymore. And unless they have symptoms, which is very strange, because I thought this whole thing was asymptomatic. Like, the majority of people were spreading it asymptomatically. I think there is a little bit more nuance to that in pre-symptomatic people. Like, if you're starting to have symptoms, but you're really not, your load all over the, oh, never mind. All over your face. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sick. I'm a sick, perverted bastard. So, the load. Yes, I load. So, your V load, I'll just say that. Your V load is going to be probably lower if you haven't developed the full symptoms, and you'll be less coughing and all that stuff. So I don't really know the science behind these decisions. Obviously, I don't know the science behind the previous decisions, because it's all muddled in politics and, you know, whatever the global leaders are trying to do, or whatever. Maybe not. Eat the bugs, whatever. Live in the pond. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know. I'm agnostic about it, just be honest. So, I don't know. I think this is a good thing in many ways, though, because it spells the end of a lot of it. Now, the travel stuff still exists, I believe. And, you know, like, there's still there's still countries that are full of bullshit, like Germany, you know, countries like that still are, you know, they're saying that they're gonna bring back the masks and all this stuff, and it's like, well, I guess I won't travel to Germany, because they have they have also, like, I don't really know. I read this thing from C.J. Hopkins about this whole thing. I was like, Jesus Christ, this is insane. There's still countries that are going to be doing stuff this fall. I know they will. But America really can't get away with any of this stuff anymore, it seems like. It just, like in LA, what happened a few weeks ago, it's like they tried to bring back the masks. Long Beach, Beverly Hills, and like another suburb or precinct of LA refused, and they're like, oh, never mind, the cases went down. Yeah, right. I mean, it was an instant decision. Politically, it was untenable. I don't know who exactly is their demographic that they're following things from, as far as why they're not doing the mask mandates anymore. Obviously, LA isn't the bastion of Trump MAGA, like, COVIDiots or whatever, you know, obviously. But I think people are just sick of it. They've had enough. And it's a subconscious paradigm that we're living in. It's like, we've had enough of this shit. We can't live like this anymore. Let's get back to normal. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here, too. and this is going to be a really weird prediction, and I do not support Joe Biden, just as a disclaimer. I do not support any modern politician really at all, in many, just many different multitude of ways. I'm going to put it this way. The economy is going to improve slightly because of this, because one thing that may happen, one thing that's happened already is that all these quarantine rules and all these rules have placed a burden on businesses trying to get people to work and people in school and all that stuff. So the fact that they've overridden some of these rules means things will flow a little better in businesses, and things will, not as many sick days. Oh, well, I have to quarantine because my sister had it, but it's been a week and I'm fine. I can't work now. Someone will be like that because of all this stuff, right? That's not going to happen as much. So the economy is going to go a little smoother. I'm not going to say there's not going to be a recession or anything like that, but the depression that people talk about may not happen, and that's a good thing. I don't want a Great Depression. It may not happen. Of course, there's a certain amount of proof that they're trying to crash the economy on purpose and all this stuff and all these conspiracy ideas. And I'm not sure about that or not. I think that might be one of their end results that happens, and they're trying to do whatever they're trying to do. But I'm just saying that in general, this is a good thing because it makes the gears run a little more clean. It oils the gears a little bit. And you think about that. Just imagine having a business. Oh yeah, okay, I had to call in sick because he was exposed. He's doing fine. Wait, now they don't have that rule anymore. Oh yeah, he didn't take the jab. Yeah, he has to do this. Oh, he can't come in. Yeah, think about all that shit getting reduced. Let's say it's reduced a third. That kind of bullshit. Businesses will be able to produce more. And I'm not a business guy. And there's parts of the left that are like, of course capitalism wins out. Okay, I'm not going to listen to a fucking word of any chronotarian idiot say, one, that capitalism is winning out and is so bad because of what the cat did, or has rescinded. Because they were standing idly by in 2020 while the CARES Act went through, when millions of small businesses were closed and destroyed, and these huge corporations were given carte blanche to do what they want and got all this money. So don't tell me about capitalism. Oh, capitalism. I've seen these comments about people. Oh, it's because they're doing capitalism. I mean, obviously I agree with them. Biden is a fucking corporatist, neoliberal scumfuck. Well, he's not a scumfuck like G.G. Allen scumfucks, but those are cool scumfucks. But anyways, a scumfuck. So, it's like this thing that you can't. You want to quantify that, but the economy running better is going to do better for us, I think. And I don't think it's going to recover. And I think they're lying through their teeth about all these things, like the 0% inflation and all that shit. It's a bunch of bullshit. But maybe for 1 month it didn't go up as much or whatever. But yeah, I don't agree with all that stuff. But at the same time, I think this is going to help the economy. I think it will measurably help the economy because what some people call lockdownerism is reduced by not having all these strict rules. It's basically just treating this like another. It's this is how big this thing is. People don't really understand this. This is coming back to treating it like the flu, for real. The way that the rules are written, except for hospitals where you have to wear a mask and some of the travel stuff someplace. Well, that's what I worry about is these other countries, with the jab and stuff. But in America, we're kind of treating it like the flu now. It's you don't have to quarantine unless you have the symptoms of this, And how are they going to enforce what is defined as symptoms too? That's the thing, I have allergies half the time, I'm sneezing and stuff. So it's am I symptomatic? Well, I don't have to get tested. See, the thing is they won't have to test people that aren't symptomatic anymore, or aren't asymptomatic anymore. And I don't know who the hell was doing all that all the time, but it's businesses are probably doing that to some of their employees. Some places were doing this, and the unvaccinated people were having to do a lot more stuff too. Obviously, and they're kind of putting them on an even keel now in this new thing, because it's like they I think they're implicitly acknowledging that the shot doesn't reduce the spread eagle of the viral thing a majig Travanka 19. I'm just trying to do more YouTube algorithmic stuff there. It doesn't stop the spread eagle, right? It helps with symptoms. It helps, helps with some of the symptoms and stuff for some people. Obviously, I'm just going to say that's flat out. I believe that. I do believe that it helps with some of the symptoms for some of the people that are more, especially if you're more at risk. I do believe that. I'm gonna say that's scientific. Now, the mysterious deaths, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know yet. I'm agnostic about it. I'm leaning towards like, oh my God, yeah, because the Italian shithead himself early on said, yeah, there'll be, because of a mass vaccine campaign like they've done, there's going to be side results and side effects from people. There might be some deaths from it. That's just the way it is. If you're doing that on a massive scale, there's going to be any drug, any medication is going to have that. I mean, I still remember, reading relatives' tampon boxes when I was a kid. I wasn't a pervert about tampons. So I'm not into tampon like fetish or something. But like, I remember seeing that shit and be like, may cause toxic shock syndrome and all this stuff. I'm like, what the hell is that? It's a rare symptom, but it still happens. It doesn't mean you ban all tampons or tampons are evil. It doesn't mean that. But there is a weird trend going on seemingly with people falling, dying and stuff. And the right wing is trying to play that up as a result of But I will remain skeptical until I get further proof. But I'm leaning towards that direction because I think there's been so much censorship and so much hubris on the part of the establishment that there could be something there. I think where there's smoke, there's at least a little bit of fire. At least a little bit of fire. Sudden adult death? What the hell is that's bullshit. There's no such thing. And then there was this article about like taking a cold showers and stuff. I'm like, just these people are insane. But at least now the virus is on a more even keel with other things we have all the time. The flu, colds, like just in a legal definition or whatever you want to call it. It's more on an even keel. And this is a big deal. People don't realize how big of a deal it is. I think there's a couple of things we just need to get through a little bit further. If the trend continues with this whole thing, then it's going to be back to normal. I mean, eventually, I don't know when, but I think we're on that way. If this, it could be because of midterms too. Let's just be honest. But if we continue to go this route and things get even more cleared up within months or I'd say within the next year. I think it'll be within the next year. They'll just rescind everything and it'll just be totally back to normal. I think. I'm going to give a little bit of credit to them and say that they want. At this point, whatever this was all about, if it was maybe about the medical thing, 100%, and just hysteria happened on both sides, fine. Let's just say that. Maybe, hypothetically, or maybe not. I'll just give them benefit. I'm going to give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt and say this step precedes the last step. Not lockstep either. not Rockefeller lockstep necessarily. I'm just saying, because they have to focus on other things for their agenda anyways. People see through all this stuff. But that last step, it's like, imagine like stepping onto a plane or stepping onto a boat or stepping off of something. All right, you were on all these steps, right? Oh, you have to go back up some steps. Oh, I want to go back. It's like getting off of something, and that's the CV-19, right? The CV-19, you're walking down these steps, and I got to go backwards. Oh, like 10 steps back, and frustrating. Like last year, like it was just such bullshit when they reinstated all the mandates here, like a lot of them, and then there was a place that you had to get the Wi-Fi boost to even enter during New Year's. I just hung out with friends at their house at New Year's, but anyways, I mean, it was bullshit. So let's say we're on I'd say we're on the last step of that ladder or that staircase, like down. This is like the last step. I think it's almost like 5 steps. We jumped to 5 steps ahead of where we were with this new thing, and it's a very good day because it means I don't think we'll ever get back to normal because we're in a new age of irrational insanity from all ends and all sides. But with this paradigm or this tulpa or this what do they call it in reality transurfing, pendulum, whatever you want to call it, this is about to end. This is the last step. This is the last step, literally, because there's so much stuff that and there's other places. I went today, I was going to buy some dice from a game shop. You must wear a mask. And private businesses are still going to do this for a while. And I flipped them off, on the sign. I wasn't going to go. If I can go anywhere else in this town, most places do not have mask mandates except for a couple of stores. I'm like, well, I'm not going to shop there then. Everywhere else, what's the point of having a mask mandate in one store in the town? Or there's 2 stores I know of it. This bookstore downtown and this game shop. Everywhere else, you could just go anywhere. What's the point? Or I'm not going to catch the disease at Pegasus Games. Ooh, doxed them. Or that bookstore downtown. But, going to going everywhere else. Oh, I just didn't catch it there. How the fuck do you know where you're going to catch it? Anyways, yeah, I'm getting a little weird, little angry and fed up with that. So, yeah, I think people should call that shit out. It's just bullshit. Why? What's the point? If there's no mandate, what's the point in a shop having it? It contradicts everything else. If people want to wear them, that's their choice. Why do they have to wear one at your shop? Isn't yours enough? Aren't you other places during the day? Do you just stay at the game shop and get everything from and do everything else on Zoom or through mail order? It's just so stupid. Dare I say, retarded. Oh my god! I've been listening to this Red Scare podcast lately with these 2 women. They're pretty based, but they were kind of leftists like I was or I am or whatever. They're kind of in this weird period like I am. I kind of relate to them. But anyways, I'm blathering. That's about all.